She said it could be Facebook. It's been weird. That is so true. Well, I'm live again on Ask Dr. Lulu, and it's counting down, so we're good. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So I think I'll just stand. I'm already standing. So today's topic is a topic that is really near and dear to my heart. So if you can see me and you can hear me clearly, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, Alice, I see you on Ask Dr. Lulu. Very good. So thanks all. Hi, BC and my SFL. So everyone, good afternoon. Thank you so much. Welcome. Let's get started. So my name is Dr. Lulu. I'm just going to jump right into it. If you are watching me, just let me know where you're watching me from. Ellie says she's in New York. I know Chris is in Nigeria, I think Kaduna. BC from England. Stacey Ann Smith, I don't know where you're watching me from, but please let me know. And I just want to know, okay? Otherwise, let's get started. So we're going to talk about intimate partner violence today, aka youth dating violence or teen dating violence, TDV. Y'all, I did not know that there was so much ignorance about intimate partner violence. And I also did not know something that I did not know about this. So I'm so excited that we're talking about it. So here's what happened. Last week, if you don't know this, I was at the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas 25th anniversary convention. And I was one of the speakers, and I spoke on child, teen, and young adults suicide, of course. But one of the speakers was talking about intimate partner violence, and really they were focusing on the Nigerian men that are basically killing their Nigerian wives in the US. Okay, that was kind of what he was focusing on. But that got me thinking. You know, I had a mom request this a while back, and I said I was going to do it in February, which is the National Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. But I just didn't get around to it. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't we just talk about it today? In the heels of the gentleman talking about Nigerian men essentially brutally killing their wives and all the other things that go with that. So I just thought, let's talk about teen dating and violence. And I had no idea how bad it was. So when you join me, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me very well. I think this one is kind of, all right, this is better. And let's get started. So the first thing first, naturally, we want to talk about the definition. So what is the definition? I'm going to read that out. So it is it is essentially a pattern. I can't read my own handwriting. A pattern of behavior. Thank you for the thumbs up. A pattern of behavior whereby one partner, check this out, one partner tries to control the other. Now the catch is how. So apparently there is financial intimate partner violence. I had no idea, financial. But once I read it, it made sense to me. Of course, some people want to be the only ones that control the money. And if you've heard about that before, give me a high five, please. And you know what? We need to type down. We need to type stuff down today because y'all, there's so much to type down. So if you're hearing me clearly, just write down everything I'm saying. I had no idea that there were partners out there who were violent through money, financial violence. That was interesting to me. So one of the ways that they do it or control is financially, and there's spiritual control. I had no idea about that. I know Nigerians watching me, Stella and BC and Chris, you guys, when I'm saying spiritual, I don't mean babalao. I mean, like maybe they want them to like go to the church, that they have to go to that kind of church with them, or that's what I was thinking, or they must worship their kind of God, not the juju kind, which is also essentially, but there's spiritual control. I had no idea. Psychological control, that one I could understand. You know, it's kind of just putting you down and twisting you and being abusive in more ways than one. Stella, give me a high five. BC, give me a high five. You all know what I'm talking about, okay? And of course, there are others like sexual control, which you know, and I know that no means no. I don't care if we're married. I don't care if we're dating. No means no. But what happens? A lot of people, for them, no means yes, or no means whatever, you know. I'm going to have sex with you tonight, and that's it. And a lot of women actually get raped in their marriage. Thank you for the thumbs up, please. If you're watching me, let me know where you're joining me from. So today we're talking about intimate partner violence in youth, in teens, teen dating violence. The numbers were staggering. When I get to the numbers, hopefully you will agree with me. Let me turn on my light. Can't see very well. Hopefully you will agree with me when you hear the numbers that I was seeing. I'm like, this is crazy. So of course there is physical. That's what most people think about when they hear intimate partner violence. They think physical. That's why I put physical at the end, because I know physical. You and I know physical. We know emotional, psychological. But I had no idea there was financial. I had no idea that there was spiritual. Like what? So that's kind of the things I was learning. So the definition is a pattern of behavior where one partner tries to control the other, those ways that I listed. And there was one more, I think, that I left out. Stalking. Stalking is a form of intimate partner violence. And that makes a lot of sense. As you and I know, some people, even I, there are some days when I still wonder, I'm worried about, leaving my ex, because some of them, they follow you, they send you text messages, they post stuff about you. They still have that hold on you, even though you're no longer physically around them. So stalking is a bona fide form of intimate partner violence. That blew my mind. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I know y'all want to hear the numbers, right? So give me an amen if you want to hear the numbers. Hi, Latoya. Hi, Chance Teripaya. Thank you for joining me. We're talking about youth dating violence, teen dating violence, intimate partner violence today. So one other thing I noticed was it's across genders and it's across sexual identities. So don't think that just because you're in a heterosexual relationship, it only happens to you. It also happens in same-sex relationships. The LGBTQ are just as guilty when it comes to intimate partner violence. I was blown away by some of the things that I learned. It was like, it made sense once I thought about it, but I was like, really? So let me blow your mind. Someone write down for me, 12 million or more youth are affected. And by youth, they use the number 16 to 24. So that's essentially junior high school all through college. They didn't talk about the younger ages. But someone please write down for me that 12 million or more of these youth are affected by this kind of violence every year. I could not believe that. Oh, and check this out. 1 in 3. Can someone please write down 1 in 3? Tessimia, hi, that's my cousin. 1 in 3 teens have reported physical or sexual or emotional violence or abuse or control in their relationships. And what actually blew my mind was that 90% of these people who reported were by their current partner. So that means it's not like my ex in my case. It's like I'm currently dating this girl, or I'm currently dating this guy, and this is happening to me right now. Like this is actually current. That blew my mind. Okay, so someone please write that down for me. Okay, then of this 1 in 3 people that are affected, 1 in 3 teens that are affected by intimate partner violence, you and I know that those are only those that report, right? Majority of people who experience abuse in their relationships do not report it. So if 1 in 3 people are reporting, what is the true number? Because you and I know that majority of people who are affected do not report. So what is the true number? That is the question of the day. And then majority of people who go through this start in their young adolescent ages, about 16, maybe even 14, maybe even younger. And apparently the longer you stay in the relationship and the longer the abuse goes on, the more severe it becomes, the worse it becomes. So for instance, instead of by me just yelling at you or hushing you, then it's going to continue to me smacking you, on me then hitting you, really kicking you, and then beating you up. Everyone who is watching me knows someone who has come to work with a black eye before, and they're like, oh, I fell. That's the go-to response. Hi, Ali, my girl. So true that all do not report. Yes, most of them do not report. Thank you, sweetie. Majority of them do not report. And because they're not reporting, what is the true number, right? Okay, so that being said, the longer it lasts, the worse it becomes. I know a lady in a Nigerian lady that was she's dead now, her husband killed her, who was in the DC area, who would come to work all the time with a black eye. Every day she'll come to work with a black eye. And eventually he sought her out after she left him and he killed her. You know, a lot of men cannot handle it when their spouses leave them or when their partners leave them. So he eventually killed her. So about half of the college females that were, I guess, questioned, about half of them, 50% of them, admitted to having experienced intimate partner violence with their current partner. So if it's happening with the current partner and you're still with him or her, now you see, you kind of get what I'm talking about, right? And then 1 in 6 of the college women that were questioned had been sexually abused by their partner. Is anybody writing this down? Like, this is so crazy. 1 in 6 of them that were questioned were currently being sexually abused. So we're not talking about just hitting or verbally abusing. We're talking about sexual abuse, i.e. rape or worse. So this is someone that you claim to love, someone you claim to be your best friend or your soulmate or whatever. He or she is sexually abusing you in the relationship. 1 in 6. That is very bad. And I was one of those, as a matter of fact. But I'm not with the individual anymore. But yeah, that happened to me in medical school. That's another day's discussion. But yes, so if you're watching me and you're just joining me for the first time, today we're talking about intimate partner violence or teen dating violence. And the numbers are just like staggering. Okay, so that's all the statistics that I have for you. So I guess the next thing we're going to talk about, which makes sense, is, let me see, I kind of try to break this down in ways that will be easy. I think we talked about this, that, and then, so lack of awareness. Okay, so lack of awareness is killing us, like literally. Okay, so a lot of people, the studies are showing that a lot of people who are actually experiencing intimate violence, intimate partner violence, do not even know that it is. Like, it's like, they don't even know, like all of a sudden it's like, boom, oh my God, is that what's happening? So a lot of people who are going through it do not know that financial control is part of it. Emotional control is part of it. Spiritual control is part of it. Of course, you all know sexual control is part of it. Stalking is part of it. So majority of people don't even know that what they're going through is intimate partner violence. They don't even know it. So that's what's killing majority of us. Hence the talk today. 81%, check this out, 81% of parents, 81% of parents do not know that their child is experiencing it or has experienced it. I had never told my parents until I turned like 42 that I was sexually molested when I was 9. I never told my parents. Of course, I wasn't dating at 9. It wasn't someone that I was dating or anything. But even when I first started dating in medical school in ABU Zaria, one of my classmates is watching me right now, I was sexually molested. I never really told my parents. I mean, it's just what we just don't tell. Okay? I know better now. I've told them now. But once upon a time, I didn't tell them. So what I'm trying to say is 81% of parents do not even know that their child is being sexually abused or being molested or essentially going through intimate partner violence. This is just so bad. Hi, Ronke. She's just joining us. We're talking about intimate partner violence today, about teen dating violence or youth dating violence, okay? And so majority of parents do not know. So one more point, 58% of parents do not know the warning signs. 58% of parents do not know the warning signs. So they don't know at all, but they don't also know the warning signs. Why am I saying this? My own sister, who was essentially almost choked to death by her then husband, we did not know. Hi, Elsa. What happened was I went home, and I think I've told this story before. I went home to Nigeria for an event, and then she kept wearing a scarf the whole time. So I was like, wait, you know, I know you're pretty because she's an ex-model. I know you're pretty and all, but what's with the scarf? It's summer. So I went and took off the scarf to say, I said, come on now. Why are you always wearing the scarf? Take off the scarf. And I saw choke marks on my sister's neck. So a lot of parents do not know, and a lot of parents do not know the signs. And of course, a lot of people who are going through this do not report it. So it's a vicious cycle that is so bad. But you know what? It still brings me back. I have to go full circle with my mission. My mission is, I'm talking about depression, suicide, bullying, all of that. You know what? Some of that is bullying, right? Some of that is actually bordering on bullying. But I have to come back full circle to parenting. You know, as a parent, I have a son all the way in California. I have another son who is in Texas, but he's 8 hours away. That's how big. Texas is bigger than that, but that's how far away he is. Even though he's in Texas, it takes me a shorter flight time to get to his brother in California than to get to him here in Texas. So I'm over here, they're over where they are. If they're experiencing intimate partner violence, there's no way I can know by virtue of physical distance. However, when my kids come home or when my kids call, there'll be some questions you're going to ask. There'll be some ways you're going to have to tune into them to know everything is not okay. And while it might not be IPV, intimate partner violence, it may be something else. But as a parent, you have to tune into your kids. So I come back again to parenting, being able to parent your kids right. Oh my God, it's 2:21 already. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I have a lot of announcements today. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop here. So we basically talked about the definition of IPV. Is a pattern of behavior where one partner tries to control the other. We talked about the different forms: financial, spiritual, psychological, sexual, physical, including stalking. And I'm going to throw in bullying there just for good measure. Okay? They're trying to control their thoughts, their beliefs, and their actions. And of course, we all know physical abuse. That's what most people think about. But there's sexual abuse. We've talked about the fact that 1 in 6 of these girls actually admitted to being sexually abused in their current ongoing relationship. That's a summary of today, okay? And 90% of these are by their current partner of the oh my God, high school kids, because my oldest son, my baby son, is going to high school. High school kids, 1.5 million, I forgot that, 1.5 million high school kids per year admit to intimate partner violence. 1.5 million high school kids. And of those, they say 1 in 10 high school kids have been hit or kicked or something. 1 in 10. It's a lot. And unfortunately, I have to say this, females are more affected than males. I mean, that's just the way it is. Females are more affected than males. I'm not saying that males are not affected. Females are more affected than males. So if you have a daughter, you have to pay more attention to your daughter. I mean, it's just the way it is. Okay, so we're going to stop there only because I have a few announcements to make, and we still have that's why I said teen dating series, because I knew it was going to be like 2 or 3 episodes, because it's a lot. When I was reading it, I was, oh my God, I was just like blown. But we're going to get through to it. We're going to talk about what are the signs. What are the signs? You know, what do you as a parent or as a sister or brother, cousin, as a family member or as a village that it takes to raise each other up, what do you look for? What do you look out for? So that we're going to look at that. We're going to look at what do you have to do? What should you do? So you want to know the signs, and then what should you do? And then the third thing is we're going to look at what are the long-term effects. And let me just tell you, the long-term effects are awful, awful, including depression, anxiety, suicidal behavior, and even suicide. So this is such an important topic for our teenagers. If you have a teen, and I think it's actually appropriate that we're talking about it in the summer anyway, because summertime is kind of like when a lot of people meet and maybe get new friends and start dating. So it's important to know what to tell your kids to look out for, what to do and all that. So we're going to talk about that all next week because it's already 2:25, and I try to keep these things to 30 minutes. So forgive me, but that's all I have for today. Next week, we're going to talk about those, and then we're going to talk about also prevention next week, okay? So I'm going to talk about what I have found, my announcements, and then I'll let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, all right? So my announcements include my Parenting Your Teen workshop in Dallas is going to be this weekend. Today's Sunday, so this weekend. So if you're in Dallas and you're listening to me, if you know anyone who is in Dallas, tell them to get ready. It's going to be epic, okay? We're going to have spoken word, Zumba, yoga. We're going to have martial arts instructor. We're going to have testimonies. We're going to have talks. We're going to have door prizes, you name it, everything. It's going to be awesome, okay? And then San Antonio will be the week after Dallas. So that's two things. For those of you who asked about my online class, which is free, you know what? I have to apologize. For the past, believe it or not, 1 month it's been ready, but I've just been trying to figure out how to do it. So I finally figured it out. So we're going to do it in my Teen Alive group. So if you are not a member of my Teen Alive group, please join. That's where we're going to do the class or the classes, because apparently you can teach classes in a group. I did not know that. But I'm going to announce it and I'll keep everybody informed. But it's going to be in my Teen Alive group. I'll tell you guys exactly when. And then, of course, my podcast is going to be next and this Tuesday in 2 days. Hi, Marie, in 2 days. So I'm excited about that. And then lastly, my Youth Health Center. Yes. We're 3 weeks to the Heart Open. So y'all stay posted, stay clicked and glued to me on social media because it is going to go down. That's all I had. If you're just joining me, sorry, Marie, go back and just press rewind and watch the video, okay? We talked about numbers today. Next week, we're going to talk about signs to look out for, what you have to do to help, what are the long-term effects, and then how do you prevent it from happening? So until next week, I'll see y'all later. Remember, parenting is hard, but it's the best thing you ever did. So put your best foot forward every day and go out there and make me proud. All right? Bye, y'all. Take care. See ya. Oh, Nene. Oh, God, girl.